Hey guys, welcome to Pete Ramsey's HVAC Greatness. And in this case, HVAC Sales Greatness. As promised, April showers, we're going to be doing some special training this month. But I'm a little late getting started, so I want to throw this quick pre-recorded video in, drop it in here so that you can look at it and get a feel for what we're going to be going into in greater depth throughout the rest of the month. We're going to be doing these sessions each Thursday. Let me put this out front. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And hopefully those of you out in the central Midwest, you can work this around lunch. We'll put the recordings up briefly, and then we're going to pull them down. We're not going to leave these up. These are part of a bigger program, but we're going to help you. Again, I was a little under the weather. I'm feeling better now, but I was planning on starting this earlier in the week, and it just didn't happen. But let's talk about just some of the elements that we're going to be addressing in your sales process. Here's the deal, guys. HVAC sales has covered a lot of different angles pretty well, but it's missed other ones entirely. It is time to evolve it. We're going to bring you stuff that you've never heard of before, that you've never used before, and they are extremely powerful. You see, when you're running into this constant, I want to think about it, I think I'm going to get some more estimates or some more bids, I'll call you and let you know, you're not getting it done. And when I say you, it's the process. Sometimes it's not you, it is them. They're stuck in a certain state of mind, and if you don't have the skill set, nor the ability to recognize what's going on, and the training needed to counter and resolve these blockages, you'll never get around them. And so we get stuck, we go through the process, we waste time, we don't get the numbers that we need to be profitable, and that's just unnecessary. So let's talk about a few of these. A proven sales process as a base, as a foundation. You gotta build it on something solid. So the linear structure, point A all the way to point Z, needs to be complete, needs to be thorough, and it needs to be professional, and it needs to work. Now, a lot of you may have some of this in place. If you don't worry. We're going to walk you through this. And if you do, we're going to show you how to improve it, especially on the more in-depth version. So we need a unique presentation for your business. Guys, you don't want to take a customer through a process right after your competitor took them through the exact same process because they went to the same class that you did. Guys, we need to set you apart in a positive way so that you can win your customer over and they can see the value in you and your company versus just the equipment and your competitor. Tools that change minds. When somebody gets something stuck in their head, don't matter who puts it in, it's all the same. It all comes off the same assembly line. Doesn't matter if it's you or your competitor. What's your best price? When people get stuck in their mindset, it takes powerful tools sometimes to get them free of that, to destroy that false belief and gently insert a more constructive, positive, accurate belief that and as the benefactor of being the person to deliver the goods, guess who wins from the benefits of that? Communication with the real decision maker. Do you know who that is? I bet you don't. Who's the real decision maker? Who really makes the decision? I'm going to buy from you or not. I'm going to tell you that before we close this particular recording. I promise you that much right now. Okay, so secret powerful words that influence. We should have learned a long time ago the power of words, and both positively and negatively. We don't want our customers to sign a contract. Negative connotation, right? Why don't we get your okay and we'll get started tomorrow? You don't call the shop. What kind of a picture does the mind drum up on a shop, right? Let me check with our service center. Things of this nature. But I'm talking beyond that. We're talking about subtle words that sell through communication. We're not talking technical words. So we're going to take your vocabulary to another level. So building strong rapport within the first 5 minutes. Rapport is what everything's built on. I'm going to talk about that here briefly in just a second. But if you can build rapport powerfully and strongly, and you get in sync with them, they get in sync with you, there's a connection. I like this guy. I don't know what it is about this person, but I like this person. If you'll follow what I show you, you'll get it. You'll get a lot more than you ever have. And once you have rapport, you are way much more likely to get their business, particularly if you follow the other steps that we're going to cover. Capturing and leading their imagination. The imagination is happening while you're talking to them. You think because they're looking at you, they're hanging on every word that you say. But reality, you'll say about 30 words and they're with you. And while they're listening to you, they're thinking, did I leave the stove on? I'm wondering, what's that? That guy at work was a jerk today. And then they'll come back in and you've already spoken another 30, 40 words and they're just doing this, right? How do you lead their imagination and keep it on track in a way that serves your process for both you and your customer? We're going to talk about that. Hugely contrasting your competitors in a positive way. You don't want to be like your competition. The customers already assume you're the same, don't they? We've got to destroy that false belief and replace it with something better that serves you and your customer. New closing techniques as well as their structure. People give you the recipe. First you do this, then you do that, then you do the other. There's your recipe. What happens as time changes? What happens when you interact with different personality types? What happens when the black swan comes in and throws you a curveball? That's a term for that thing you never expected, and there you are dealing with it on a live sales call. You've had it happen. You're all prepared, everything's in order, and all of a sudden, boom, they hit you with from left field with this. You need to understand the structure so that you can apply that to whatever scenario, if that makes sense. New closing techniques and their structure. Piece 3 powerful formulas. It's more like 5 now. We've added to this that are going to make your message irresistible. I promise you. We start, of course, with a foundation. You got to have a good foundation, right? So what is that foundation? Well, there's a couple of things. The main one that we really like to focus on, well, the main 2, I should say, is your actual process. And it should be full of RTBs, reasons to believe. Any good sales process, probably the one you already have in place, should have some good reasons to believe that your company is the right choice. Your warranties are superior. Your service, you are more stable as a company. You have better expertise. Your designs are better. Your installations are better. Your referrals are more convincing. Your options are more applicable, etc. and so forth. This is part of it. And you got to have this working for you, right? But this is just want. That's all they hear if you don't have this. You got to have trust. On one side of the river, there's your company. On the other side, there's your customer. You must bridge that by establishing trust, by building rapport. My head's blocking this a little bit, but it basically says trust without rapport is like hugging without touching. And you quote Pete on that one. Not too original, but it's true. Listen, if you expect them to trust you, but they really don't like you or they don't connect with you, they may trust in your competency, but it doesn't mean they're going to trust in you morally. He knows what he's doing, but I don't know if I trust this guy. And you don't even know you're putting this vibe off. We've got to build rapport. Now, rapport is going to work something at the subconscious level. And Zig Ziglar here, this is one of his quotes, communicates this very well. This is the answer to the question that I mentioned before. Who really makes the decisions to buy from you? Zig Ziglar said, people don't buy for logical reasons. They buy for emotional reasons. Now, if Pete can elaborate on that, people buy for emotional reasons and then they justify it with logical reasons. This is why you must have logical communications as well as subconscious emotional communication. Now, I'm going to stop right here because we're going to get pretty deep into this on the next session, but let me explain to it this way. If this iceberg were proportionally accurate, The bottom portion will be about 5 times the size of this, but it's for the sake of fitting all this on the screen. Your conscious mind is what I'm talking to right now, but your subconscious mind is what captures, processes, compares, analyzes, dissects everything at a deeper level. Your conscious mind is your willpower, your long-term memory, your critical thinking, your logical thinking, all the stuff that's going on top of mind, but it's that deeper subconscious mind that is actually in control and in charge. Without a doubt. Your conscious mind thinks it's in charge. It is not. People buy for emotional reasons. The subconscious mind, this area down here, beliefs, emotions, habits, values, bonding with other people, connecting with other people, the rapport feeling with other people, long-term memory, imagination, intuition. This stuff way down into here bypasses the conscious mind and it creates an emotional response. I don't know what it is, but I just like this guy. I don't know what it is, but I'm just happy being around you when you demonstrate your program, whatever. There's tons of examples on this, but the one I really want to try to stay focused on is that you're spending all of your time and your energy up here, and you're not getting the sale because you're not moving this stuff down here. Why not? What are you missing? What can you do to communicate down here simultaneously while you're communicating up here so that both parts all get satisfied simultaneously and they say, this is my guy. We're going to go through this a great deal. Now, I've got a full in-depth program that'll follow. You know how this works. But the point is, you're going to come out of this with a lot of tools, and I'm going to make sure that coming into this summer, you're going to get more sales than you would have had you missed these sessions. That's my promise to you. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. I'll see you on the next live recording. It will be posted in the group. I'll see you there.